Hello everybody, welcome to Brick Vault. In this video, I get to show you the single most requested ship by you guys, the audience, from the last few years. At least I think so. Built by the designer Martin Latta, this is the Venator class Star Destroyer. The Republic built this cruiser with massive hangars for quickly flooding its space with hundreds of starfighters. This gave it the ability to strike powerful separatist opponents hard and fast. It soon gained such a well-treaded reputation on the battlefield that many argue even to this day that the Venator of the Clone Wars era may still be able to take on the later Imperial Star Destroyer, at least if the winds are right. Before I jump into this small mountain of details that is this LEGO custom creation, I do want to say first that if you are at all interested in building this model for yourself, then the instructions can be found at our web store, brickvault.toys. Included with each purchase is the PDF step-by-step building guide and the digital parts list for quickly uploading all the pieces you'll need to build it. Like all the creations in the web store, instructions have been thoroughly troubleshot and tested to make the build go smoothly. Getting instructions is a great way to help support what we do here at the channel, and it helps the awesomely talented designers that we work with like Martin Latta, who's also built the T800 bust with glowing eyes, a turning head, and opening mouth. You can click that link in the description below if you want to get started, and we are back at the Venator again. This is a relatively massive model coming in at 110 centimeters long, 52 centimeters wide, and 37 centimeters high. It registers very well with the other nano-sized models, though it wasn't built to scale exactly with some of the other ships from this fleet on the roster. I gotta say though, they do just look cool together regardless, and it's still pretty fun to line up some of these big models together for a larger fleet confrontation, which is definitely what we're going to be doing here in the studio. Now, even though this is to its core very much a display model, there are still several interactive features on this ship that lets you change up its looks. The biggest of these features for sure, no contest, is the long red hangar doors that lead from the nose to the midsection of the ship. They are connected with just a stud on either end and can be placed in an open configuration. You can choose to have them studded in if you like when they're open, but it was designed to have the doors slot into place and sort of hang freely in this open configuration that you see here. It's a simple function to manipulate it and reveals an impressively detailed long interior space. Along the side walls you can see separate sections for more starfighter storage, and in the mid area I like that Martin included the slight concave floor here. It doesn't open in the model, but in universe this is a slide away door that creates an opening to lead to the bottom hangar. These smaller ships you see scattered about do scale just right with the model, and Martin also made instructions included for these vehicles as well. I won't say what they are, I'm sure you can guess. Now, outside of course, being able to manipulate the turrets along the top, for example, there is one other interactive display section of the ship. Well, two technically, because you can do it to either side. You can see on this one side of the model, the docking port door is wide open, and on the other end, it's totally closed off. There is in fact a way to halfway open these doors as well, so let me show you how this is changed up. This section was designed to slide out away from the model, and there you can simply break the door pieces off to alter their look for the exterior. It's a simple enough approach and gives you just a bit of extra depth to the model, especially when the doors are open. This detail is all too well highlighted if you decide to go the extra mile and light this model as well. There is no specific guide that exists to light each engine, but fortunately it's such a large and open model that the process isn't too time-consuming or invasive to pull it off. The varied sizes and lengths of the engines make for an excellent look once they're all glowing, and I also like that a bit of the frame cuts through the middle here because it catches the blue light a bit more and just helps draw the eye even better. Now, speaking of drawing the eye, Martin used a variety of different techniques and approaches to this model that help accentuate details, line up some of the larger angles, and ease up the build process. The underbelly has some amazing details that I would be remiss to skip over, but it also highlights a distinct build approach that I think is worth pointing out. At around the halfway section here, the large panels of the ship switch from brick stacking in the back to layers of wedge plates towards the front. This makes building smaller chunks of panel detailing a bit easier, but it also reduces the possibility of bowing as well. At the same time, Martin also had the freedom to play around with the inlaid stripe detailing towards the back, while the nose benefits from thinner, sharper angles from the wedge plates in the front. These different build styles are cleverly hidden underneath the border that lines the edge of the model on both the top and bottom. It's something that doesn't exist the same way on an Imperial Star Destroyer, and Martin used this seemingly innocuous design detail to fundamentally change up the way people in general approach big pizza slice shaped ships and Lego bricks. Now, outside of that, there are of course some amazing detail oriented build choices made with the greebles. The midsection of the model has some clever micro details. The open circle fleet symbol is cleverly lined up flush along the top surface. There are some great greebles along the top of the command bridges, and you certainly can't forget the details in the rear, both on and around the engines. At the end of the day, this is just one of those epic models that's got so many great building points that you can't name them all really, and often enough you just end up noticing new bits of detail each time you stare at the model anyways. This ship was on our build list for so long, and we were thrilled to have gotten to build Martin Latta's iteration of the Venator. It's a strong, efficient design that highlights top-notch details, and despite it being 11,000 plus pieces, it really all came together quite well without a hitch. Once again, if you think you might want to build this big ship for yourself, you can find the instructions at brickvault.toys linked in the description below. Now that we've made the #1 requested ship, please let me know which next build should take its place. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever it is that you want to do, and we'll see you next time at Brick Vault.